Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back to another Palentines video. Today we're going to check out the new Palentines Bea Vanilluxe that's dropping later tonight, which as usual we will be summoning live on for and also Sina Quella, everyone. Happy Lunar New Year's, and let's get into this, right? So Bea Vanilluxe, Palentines Bea Vanilluxe, Palentines 2022 Bea Vanilluxe, if you want to get all formal about it. It is a support, right? Ice type support, and it's a kind of a weird support in the sense that it does a lot of good things. However, a lot of them don't really synergize too well. I mean, I wouldn't say synergize. It's just like there's a lot of really random things that they throw in here. It reminds you a bit of Ingo, right? It does remind you a bit of Ingo. Although I do have to say Ingo is the far better buffer, right? Just in terms of offensive stat buffs and such. Because, if you want me to say something bad about Bea, I mean, there's a few things that I don't like about this unit, but, one thing is, her buffs aren't, the best, because, you have Let's Share over here, which, +4 attack and special attack, right? Which is good. You can't say it's bad, because it's not bad, but it's also nothing, super crazy, right? Because you do have... outside of that, you do have a few things on the grid, which is nice. Team Sharp entry, +1 crit to your whole team on entry is nice. It's not +2, it's not +3, but it's it's something, right? And I guess that's pretty much it, right? That's pretty much it. Well, you have Flag Bearer, but that's not very good of a node in my opinion to ever pick up. But yeah, if you look at its defensive stats, the HP is not the best. Defense, special defense are really nice. Speed's not the best either, but you're a 1 gauge spammer, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Plus, you do have move gauge refresh 9 on Astonish as well, so you should generally be fine on gauges, right? You should generally be fine on gauges. Your attack and special attack aren't worth anything, basically. I mean, it's Astonish and Icicle Spear. It doesn't matter. This could be 0, and it doesn't make that much of a difference, honestly. Potion, you have heals, right? Cold Front, you summon Hail on entry, Hail and Hardy, which gives you an extra 30% on defense and special defense and Hailstorm, which is actually really nice. So even though these are nice defense stats, but they're not anything crazy, but with the extra 30% increase in Hail, that's definitely fantastic, right? So she's definitely going to be a solid tank, right? And Snow Shelter, obviously. In terms of some other stuff on the grid, you again have Team Sharp entry, so you'd have that +1 crit for your team, even though again not +2 or 3, but it's 1. So units that do have +2 crit, which are a decent amount in the game, right? Could definitely get a benefit from that. You have the MP refresh on training move. However, it's only an MP refresh 2, right? So that kind of sucks a bit as well, because or else you could get a lot more physical move up next, which would be very nice. But on average, you're just getting 1. Unfortunately, which is not that great. It would have been really nice if you had a better opportunity to get more of these, but it's only 1, so it's a 40% move damage buff for your whole team's physical moves, which is fantastic. It's a fantastic buff, but the chance of getting this is just more than 1 is just very terrible. You have Vigilance built in your grid, which is nice. So it frees up Lucky Cookie space to run anything else, whether it's interference immunity or status immunity, whatever it's called again, status condition immunity. Right? You have Aggravation on Astonish, which 6% chance of flinch is always fantastic with on a 1 gauge flinch as well, right? Snow Sentinel 9, which gives you a special defense buff every time you use a move in a hailstorm, which you should be using a lot, right? Because a lot of supports, when they have nodes like this, it's yeah, it's nice, but you won't really be using moves because a lot of supports, they just spam trainer moves for 6 turns, right, or whatever. In Bea's case, you actually do use it a lot because you only have 1 use of your trainer move, and then the other one's potion, which really just depends on when you're going to use it. So you really don't have too much trainer moves to use, so you will be spamming Pokemon moves quite a bit, right? So that's a good way of getting your extra defensive stats, which is very good. Obviously, the standard potion NPR, master healer stuff, right, that you'd have. I'm betting a Stalwart you could pick up depending on some stages that you fight, right? Some certain legendary arenas debuff your defense or special defense, so you can pick up those up accordingly. Hailbringer, which gives you hail on sync, right? You got some hasty hail, healing hail stuff going on. So yeah, there's a few ways you could use this, right? One being, on a hail team, obviously. The other being not on a hail team. Even if it's not on a hail team, you can still definitely use her. In this case, I probably won't go with the Hailbringer, and you probably won't be getting too much out of Snow Sentinels, so maybe like not that, right? I mean, you still probably get like +5 or +6 because you're doing what? You're probably doing if you're 6 REXing her, right? If you 6 REX her, you're getting +2 before the first sync, and then like if you sync with hail, then that's +3. You're getting +5 on both your defenses, which is honestly not bad. But I could also see a situation where you probably won't want that, right? It's just the thing with her is her grid is very, very expensive. She has a lot of great things that especially are good for Legendary Gauntlet, right? Flinch is pretty good for a certain amount of Legendary arenas, right? In the Gauntlet, very, very good defensively, great for Gauntlet as well, obviously. You have Potions, which is great for longer battles, Gauntlet, right? And then again, Trend moves okay, but like it doesn't make that much of a difference in terms of good or bad for Gauntlet. But the extra defense stuff, it's all really, really good stuff for Gauntlet, I'd say, right? And yeah, the potion stuff, it's just that, again, her grid is very, very expensive. Like, look at this. This is 8 energy here, 10 energy here, 8 energy here, 10 energy here, 10 energy here, and all at like the very, very peaks of each part of the grid, right? These are all 3 of these are 10 energy. This is 7 energy each. You have 2 of them, 14 energy. This is 20 energy to pick up both. It's a very, very expensive grid, so even though there's a lot of great things on her, you can't expect yourself to pick up all of them, unfortunately. So that would be a slight unfortunate thing about this unit, in my opinion, right? So, alright, should you pull on her? She's a fantastic support, I'd say. She's a very, very good support. Again, a lot of great things, especially for Gauntlet. That being said, it's just very, very hard to justify when there are banners with zone units on. I mean, obviously, if Bee's your favorite character, you love Vanilluxe, then you should definitely go for her, right? If you love the outfit, all that stuff. Again, in my opinion, you should always go for your favorite units, characters before anything else. But that aside, I just find it very, very hard to justify pulling for other units when you have zone units up, right? Because so far, all the zone units are limited units, right? And zones are just so meta changing, right? Because like zone helps like a specific type so much, right? Like it just makes like bum units from that type to either really decent or just insane units, right? So like if you have a glaring weakness in steel type, you pick up Mawile, boom, your steel type is now all your steel types are now insane. If you have a weakness at ghost types, pick up Giratina. Your ghost units are insane. Same thing with Darkrai with Dark Zone. Same thing with Dialga with Dragon Zone, right? So it's very, very hard to justify pulling her over any of those. But I'd say if you are lacking, again, it really depends on what you're trying to go for. Because in Gauntlet, I feel like she's very, very good in Gauntlet, right? She's definitely very, very good in Gauntlet. If you're lacking a longer battle, a support suited for a longer battle, support's more suited for Gauntlet, because I mean she should be fine for Master Mode. She's just nothing special for Master Mode, right? I'd even argue she's kind of below average for Master Mode, but she's going to be fantastic for Gauntlet, right? And if that's something you really, 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 really need, then I'd say maybe. But again, it's just that all these zone units that are out at the moment, right? Cresselia is coming out soon, which I would argue Cresselia is an even better Gauntlet support than even B, right? And then oh yeah, it's kind of debatable, but I do think Cresselia might be a bit better than B for Gauntlet. But and then also the 2.5 year anniversary is coming soon. Like she's a very, very good unit. She's a fantastic unit, all that stuff. It's just very hard to justify pulling for her over, again, the zone units, Cresselia coming up, and whatever's coming up for 2.5 year anniversary, right? But again, if you're really, really down bad on supports for Gauntlet, you could maybe consider it. But outside of that, I should probably say, either save your gems for 2.5 year anniversary, or look at some of the other zone setters, right? Which I just find the zone setters more valuable at the moment. All right, so anyways, that's right. This one. Hope you all enjoyed. Guys, think in the comments down below. Like, share this video, subscribe to our channel, some more Palentines content. Again, we'll be starting for a live later tonight, so make sure to check that out. I'll see you guys in the next one then.